Hey.
Sweet. So yeah, you're on now. Take it away when you're ready. Talk about whatever you want.
Had a exciting trip out to Windsor, Ontario to become an egg donor for the first time for a couple that lives internationally, and it's just been a pretty neat experience.
Sorry, what do you mean by lives internationally?
They live in Europe.
Okay.
And then there's, in Canada, there's agencies. It's a little bit different per country. So in the States, as far as I believe, you can pay independently people to donate their eggs, things like that. In Canada, you can't do that. You have to go through an agency. You never give money from intended parents to the donor.
Right.
You have to have this middle person just so you know no one's getting scammed. There's always legals involved.
Sure.
Yeah. So I linked up with that agency a little while ago. Kind of sat there and it was quiet for quite a few months, almost a year basically. And then they reached out and contacted me. This is back in maybe September or October. And they said a couple is interested in having a baby using my eggs. Little me.
Okay, but I'm just curious, like, they came from Europe. Like, there was nobody in Europe that would have donated them an egg, so they came all the way here? That's a little far, no?
It is, absolutely. And that's because, and definitely people can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, in Europe, they're not even allowed to have these agencies, so they're even more strict than we are here in Canada. So
how do they do it? Black market?
Out of the goodness of their heart, or internationally.
Interesting.
Because it is quite an extensive process. Like I said, I was picked back in September, October-ish area, and only just yesterday did the procedure happen.
So why is Windsor like your meeting point? I don't. It's so strange. The agency.
That's a good question.
You don't know?
They picked it. They are linked.
The couple said come here.
Yes. Yeah, they're linked with.
Must be the flight to Detroit.
It's like
that has to be it. There's no other.
I think it's because it's like a middle point. So us coming from the west of Canada, and then them coming from.
Yeah, but it could have
Europe.
gone to Toronto.
They go.
They probably came,
totally.
Yeah, but they came to Windsor because it's cheaper to fly to Detroit, probably.
Probably.
Anyway. Yeah. You didn't think that, eh?
No.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah.
But okay, so what made you want to do this though?
Just really interesting, and I want to help out people that can't really have kids. We have, this is my sister in the back. Okay. We have a little brother who's actually 3 years old, big age gap from us, half brother, and he is a surrogate baby. So we kind of saw firsthand a lot about how infertility can affect a family, and in this situation, it is a gay couple, so it's not really infertility.
I see.
It is. Like,
they're still infertile.
Yeah. But that's what made me sign up with it. Was just seeing firsthand, like our stepmom had quite a few miscarriages, unfortunately, and it's just like it's shattering when it happens. It's so sad to see. So I feel like if you can help out people who are in those dark times.
Wait, so just to be clear, though, this is like a male gay couple, right?
Yes.
And they're getting an egg from you. I would think they still need a surrogate, right? There's another piece to this puzzle.
They do still need a surrogate. I'd have no idea who they are.
Okay, but that's so strange. Though, why wouldn't the surrogate also be the egg? Does that
I don't know.
Does that not just make more sense? Obviously, or?
It would to me. Maybe they're wanting to keep it very distant instead of having a surrogate be. I feel like that can cause a lot of connection for a surrogate.
Maybe,
being
yeah.
like that is.
But I would feel
baby.
like that's pretty standard for surrogates, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I don't know.
With our brother, he's not related to the surrogate at all.
Same way as this one.
Yeah, correct. So it's related to our stepmom and our dad. So I guess
this is like a standard procedure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. She got some hilarious footage of me coming out of, they semi-sedate you. So you don't fully go under, but
you were high as fuck on 420?
Oh my god.
with the rest of us.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was very funny watching me. They gave me a box of snacks which had way too much variety in it.
I see. So you actually just celebrated 420 just in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
All right. So can I ask like how much like the compensation is, or is that TMI?
No, you can ask. Different agencies have different policies. So I don't get money directly. I get reimbursed. So things that are related to my health costs. So say like leading up to it, any prescriptions that I'm on just to maintain my body health,
Right.
those are covered. My gym membership, because I go to the gym, stay healthy body, happy baby kind of thing. Things like that. So if it pertains to keeping my body healthy, which means my eggs are healthy, those costs are reimbursed, and that's only until after retrieval. So I have to go over all of those expenses now when I get home, send those in, and then they go through each individual ones and being like, yep, reimbursable, no, not reimbursable.
It's like taxes, essentially.
Yeah.
I see.
They did have other options, so which I didn't want to take advantage of. Like apparently you can get like RMT, like massages, and chiropractics covered. I didn't take advantage of that because it's my first time doing this.
Right.
I didn't want to sign up for all of these things and then find out, oh, you're not eligible anymore.
Pay up.
Just have to eat up the cost. Yeah.
So sick. Next time though. So that does bring up the question, like, do you think that this is something you're gonna do more often, or like?
Potentially, I would look into it. I do have the concern on whether it makes you reach menopause earlier. So I don't want to do it too much because when you're born with a certain amount of eggs in you.
Right.
A set number.
Yeah. Don't want to run out.
Yeah, and so when they took my eggs, I also found out I'm extremely fertile. They took 36 eggs on average, not on hormones and medications. You should have one. And on hormones, you usually have between like 10 and 15. And I had 36.
What are you worried about then? You must be like...
Well, did they just take them all?
The third highest standard deviation.
So I
hit a gold mine.
Yeah, no kidding.
So sick.
So they'll have a lot of embryos
Struck
to
oil.
choose from. Exactly. And then it is pretty hard on your body. So for 11 days leading up, I was on injection hormones, 3 injections a day that I have to self-administer. Thankfully, I'm not scared of needles. Otherwise, that would have been a bit of a pain.
Makes one of us. But,
yeah.
So, like, what were these, like, hormones of? Like, what are you injecting yourself with?
That's a nurse question. They just, they have all these long medical names, but...
Take this.
Yeah, basically, and I just nod my head and say okay.
All right.
But they're not long. They're short little needles, and they go directly like an inch away from your belly button. First one is the scariest. Absolutely. Like I like went to go for it, and then I'm like, okay, no, never mind. I gotta wait.
Fuck this, I'm out.
And then like I sat down and like did some deep breathing, and then I'm like, okay. And then I was able to. And after that, it was easier. Not too painful. And like I said, I'm not scared of needles, but I do know someone linked through the agency, and they said they are scared of needles, and every time they would cry. Yeah.
But like, okay, but all this, like, there's no like additional like payment or anything. It's just like the cost of your health coverage. Like,
yeah, but
it's not the case. Like, a person who's like scared of needles is like going through a really rough time for like.
Yeah. Who knows? They might also have their reasons for like maybe they also know someone who struggled with infertility, or they started it for someone that they knew. Like they donated for someone they knew, and then they're like, actually, like this can help out a lot of people. I don't know everyone's story, so yeah, it's interesting. And I see it as like I pay for my gym membership anyways, so to me it is like it's compensation without it actually being here's cash.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but and then lots of early mornings the past few days. We had a flight cancellation on the way out here, which was to Toronto, and then we were supposed to have connector Toronto to Windsor. Then that got delayed to the next day. But thankfully we had that buffer day between when I had the procedure.
So when's round 2?
Oh.
I know you just got down with round 1, but...
I have to wait for... So I have a profile built up through this agency. And
You're a high-producing donor now.
I suppose, yeah, a verified successful donor. But
check.
These profiles, they really go, they like ask you, they don't...
36?
They don't research like they don't go in and check like all of your family's health records, but you put in and be as honest as possible about like your upbringing. Like we have very healthy in their mid-80s grandparents who have no medical problems, so we don't have like cancer, heart problems, things like that running in our family, and that's what people look for. They want
genetic superiority.
They want nice genetics. I mean, it's a long process that they have to go through to have a child, and they don't
might as well get the best, right?
Yeah, they don't want to do that if the kid's going to like have a high probability of being sick their whole life. So yeah, they want
that's
happy,
interesting though, right? It makes you think like, should everybody just go through with this? Because like, I don't know, now you get into like a really interesting argument, right?
Oh, but, absolutely. Yeah,
I don't know.
Always arguments on like systemic, like in situations like this, it seems only like well-off families can have kids that are healthy.
Well, okay, sure, for now.
You don't really know going into it otherwise.
But obviously, like, technology will get better and better and cheaper, right?
Absolutely.
So there will come a day where anybody could screen their kids or, you know, change their genes or whatever, like...
Well, there's always that, like, Casper, what's it called, Sarah? Yeah, you can, like, manipulate your genes as an embryo, or not your genes, your baby's genes.
Right.
As an embryo, like... That's a whole different rabbit hole, though.
Yeah, the conversation for the next time you're here.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Yeah, next episode.
All right.
That'll be next time I'm in Windsor.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for sharing. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fantastic, amazing experience. The family's very happy. Like, they're sending me all of their love. They sent us flowers, which unfortunately we weren't able to take with us because we're catching a plane. So we gave them to our hotel lobby and thanked them for their visit and took some photos of them. A very sweet couple. And yeah, I get to see in 9 or so months, get to see what a little mini-me looks like.
Okay, wait, hold on. Their surrogate has to be here with them, right? Otherwise, what, they put the egg in a bag and take it with them? That can't be, right?
All embryos kind of start basically petri dish almost, right? Yeah. She's a nurse.
Okay, but there's no way they have a petri dish with your egg in it and they're bringing it back to Europe with them. No, that's impossible.
No, so I think the surrogate's out here. I think that's another reason why they flew me out here.
Right.
No idea, no confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure that they would be out and see why I'd be here otherwise.
But you can't store embryos. So
you can't.
Yeah, but you still need to take it to the person, right? Like, sure, they can store it here, but like...
And that's the thing, it's like, did we come out here because it's too far, like, storing's one thing, it's a consistent temperature. Whereas, if you're shipping it somewhere, they have no consistency over the temperature, and then all of that work could be for naught once it arrives and they find out, oh, the ice pack's melted or something.
Okay, so I forgot to ask you this. Like, when this kid is born and grown up or whatever, are you going to have any connection to him or her or whatever, or no?
We sign legal papers, so that's another reason why they go through agencies here. Just cuts out all of the messiness that can be involved. So I've signed legal papers to not disclose information on the intended parents, as well as not to, or of the child, and then also waives my legal rights of the child. So I can't be like, that's 50% me, that's my baby.
Well, you know them, right?
Only through the agency.
Like, you don't know their names or who they are?
I do know their names.
Okay. Yeah. So if you really, like, 10 years down the line went on Facebook, you're like, oh my god, you have my kid or something, like...
So you sign these papers and it basically says like, this is my kid, this is your kid, and they can't also be like, this is your kid and dump them on me.
I'm not saying you're gonna be like, you're not gonna say you're gonna go argue for consent. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, do you think there could be a possibility that someday down the line you like become emotional about this and try to find this kid, or if it was even possible, or backwards, like if the kid can find you.
I have opened up to I left that in my contract saying if they want, they can contact me. But overall, it is their decision. They said they
But not the other way around. You can't.
I can't say, like, you have to contact me. No, because it's their child.
No, I didn't say have to. I mean, like, if you
Yeah.
just chose to contact, you couldn't do that.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
This is the name of the channel, by the way, if you want to check it out. RideLight, one word, okay?
You got it.
Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. Have a
Thank
safe
you.
flight back.
Thank you.
Okay? Take care.
You too.
See ya.